Hello, Leo. This is your special singles reading. This is for all you single Leos out there. I've gotten many requests over the years for this reading. I figured post Valentine's Day, after the dust is settled and the smoke is cleared from any future or any disasters that might have happened, this would be a great time to help the singles out a little bit. The most popular question I get, one of the most popular questions is, when will I find love? Will I meet someone anytime soon? And so I'm doing a Celtic cross spread, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. When I started reading the tarot several years ago, this was the first spread that I worked with. I love it because it's sort of like three-dimensional. It looks at everything that's surrounding you, how you are influencing the outcome of what you want, which is love. It looks at the conscious, the subconscious, past and future all together. So it's actually one of my favorite spreads to do. It takes some self-reflection because this is the type of spread that will show you not only external obstacles and blocks in your life, but what are you doing? What are you doing that's keeping you stuck or affecting what it is that you want? Sometimes we subconsciously sabotage ourselves. So I'm going to get started here. This first card that I'm pulling out here is the center card. The center card gives basically, here's what the situation is like now as far as love life. You have a Five of Swords reversed. And the Five of Swords is very confrontational because sometimes it means winning or losing a battle. And sometimes it can mean being rejected. And when that happens, it means to pick yourself back up, shrug it off, and move forward. So when it's reversed, it can mean that a rejection, being turned down, or a missed opportunity in love is still bothering you. Okay? Sometimes it can mean holding a grudge. Sometimes it can mean not letting the past go. And once again, the dominant impression is your ego, a bruised ego, being defeated. So there might have been someone, the one who got away. Have you ever heard that saying? That's kind of what I'm picking up here. You're still brooding. Some of you are still thinking about the one who got away, maybe. This is going to be the crossing card. And this crossing card is either going to help or hinder. I feel like this is another Four of Swords. Now remember, you're a fire sign, which is represented by wands. We have a Four of Swords, which is the card of taking a retreat or taking a break. And this can be good because sometimes it can mean just being detached from the entire situation. Now, sometimes you don't need to hide. Sometimes it's better to start interacting with people, catch up with friends. So there is a little bit of a retreat from your friends and family. For some of you, you're not engaging, you're not going out as much. And Leo, you're the one astrological sign that does tend to shine, and you love engaging people and you love being in the center of it all. So this Four of Swords is not quite like you. Excuse me. So it kind of hints at some other circumstances that's causing you to pull back. And just make sure you pull back for the right reasons, not because you're so busy holding on to this grudge or still living in the past that you're not able to interact with the world and reach out to a support or a good friend. Now this is going to be the root. It's going to go right here. And the root card is sort of like part of your subconscious. What are the invisible influences surrounding the circumstances that you don't see or that maybe you're not aware of? And so you get another 5 here. Now 5 is the number of conflicts and changes, you know, confrontations. You have a 5 of Pentacles here. And in relation to love, that 5 of Pentacles can mean being abandoned, being alone. And so it seems to be corresponding. And remember, the root, just like the root of a tree, it influences all the branches. Okay? This underlying abandonment and feeling alone. Once again, this is not necessarily the qualities of fire, especially seeing that Pentacles represent earth, which is a very slow energy. So in your subconscious, this feeling that you've been abandoned, no one is there to help you. Maybe you do feel a sense of loneliness. In that case, this 4 of Swords is not necessarily a helpful energy, because you don't want to separate yourself from people, or separate yourself from the nurturing and the friendship that could actually help you out a little bit. So with this 5 of Pentacles, this you know, just maybe even a little bit of depression, and you're cocooning yourself and you're trying to wait it out. Yeah, just retreating, pulling back. But I feel like for some of you Leos, it's only a matter of time before this energy starts to change a little bit. This is going to be your recent past. This is the 3 of Wands. What happened in the recent past here? We had plans. The 3 of Wands is about making plans, expecting success, promising new ventures. Okay. Here's one thing, as I look at this 3 of Wands in relation to the root, feeling lonely and abandoned. Maybe some of you are waiting for someone to come back. Maybe some of you were hoping that you could get back together with someone. And so when this 5 of Swords shows up, there's a rejection. There's no turning back. This person might have moved on. And so this loneliness starts to, you know, this feeling of loneliness resides in your subconscious. So a little bit of disappointment and rejection here with the 5 of Swords. And then the 5 of Pentacles, you're going through a really rough time, trying to, you know, just trying to recover. But you're going from making plans and being optimistic to being sort of defeated here with these 2 5s. And then we retreat here with the 4 of Swords. This is going to go on the top. This is the conscious, the visible, staying busy, juggling. You see the lemniscate, which is the sign of infinity. This is about that eternal power that has no time limit and goes on and on and on. And so sometimes we stay busy. We have our back towards the water. We're turning away from our emotions. So Leos, I'm getting a strong sense of avoidance with some of you. And maybe that avoidance, maybe you need to just confront what happened once and for all. This is going to be your near future. You have the shadow side. The shadow side could be that confrontation with the past and letting go once and for all. The shadow side is also called the devil in some tarot spreads, and it can mean taking your power back, fighting back evil, fighting back which does not serve you, fighting back against that which oppresses you. And it does feel like you've taken a little bit of a beating for some of you. Not a literal beating, but as I said, this sense of feeling defeated, that all your hopes and dreams came crashing down and you've been avoiding it. But I feel like the shadow side is coming along to help you get up back on your feet once and for all. Now the energy that's surrounding you as far as your attitude and your feelings about this, it's a 6 of Pentacles reversed. And this is interesting. This is usually the card of generosity and giving. But there's a little bit of withdrawing. Okay? Remember, these pentacles seem to be giving a strong message, being busy, feeling alone and abandoned, not feeling very generous, not giving of yourself, dimming of your light. And this is the last thing you want to do, Leo, because I think there are people in your life, even friends you haven't talked to for a while. I feel like there are a lot of people who need to hear from you, who need to, who just want to reach out to you. And so this is telling me a little bit how some of you might be feeling about this situation, and you need to build your confidence back and just get back out there. Now, as far as the energy surrounding your friends, family, ex-partners, this is the environment, this Ten of Wands. This Ten of Wands is the feeling of overwhelmed, being overwhelmed and not knowing and struggling and just trying to get your little bundle back home. And the number 10 is always about closure and new beginnings, and you can see this man is almost home. But it's also maybe people around you feel that you're unapproachable. Maybe people around you feel you being closed off. For some of you Leos, maybe they feel that they're a little bit worried about you. Keep in mind, wands represent fire. So this is also about not just how people around you feel, but it's also about you feeling withdrawn and maybe not being as social as you used to be. Maybe there are other people causing you stress as well. This is hopes and fears, and we have karma. And this is a fear of destiny. It's the card of what goes around comes around. Decisions that you make usually come back around. You are in control of your destiny. The things that are in your life, it's because you're allowing them in your life. It's probably one of the wisest things that I've heard, but it's also very empowering to know that if we are alone and we take stock of what we have, the things that we have in our lives right now, it's because we're allowing those things to exist. And so hopes and fears, a little bit seems to be about claiming your power back. Did you make the right decision? Some of you, as I said, are reeling from a very traumatic situation. And you don't know what's going to happen. You feel powerless. So I feel like some of you might actually be afraid of bigger decisions and bigger shifts that might blindside you. And so far, these are the only two major arcana cards you have, the shadow side and karma, which are both very dark cards. You have one more card. This is the outcome. You have a 5 of cups. So this is your third card with the number 5 here. And so we have some water energy. We have regrets. We have feeling sorry. We have taking stock over what we've lost. Sometimes the message of this card is crying over spilled milk. And the path that you're on now, basically what this Celtic cross means with the 5 of cups as an outcome, is that some of you Leos, against your wonderful nature, have been sort of dragged down. The circumstances, the things that you've been through, your hopes have been dashed, big disappointments, and you're like, oh, I'm done with this, and I thought it was really going to work this time. And so these 5s are really pulling you down here. And I feel like the Oracle is saying to you Leos, hey, shake out of it. You need to go forth and conquer. Lay on, Macduff. Start getting past your grief. But also, it's about acceptance. And 5 of Cups is a card where sometimes we don't want to accept. We still have 2 cups, but we're so focused on the 3 cups that we've lost, and we don't want to let go. So these 5s, these conflicts and these changes that you're going through, don't fight it. Go with it. Accept your pain and try to get back to fighting form. Australia. So that was my reading for you. If you would like your own individual reading, I'm more than happy to do a Celtic cross as a personal reading. I'll make that service available pretty soon. You know, as part of my 15-minute readings. But please reflect on this, because sometimes when we ask, when will I find love, usually the answers are not about a particular time or place, but sometimes it's about what we need to do from inside. How can we change our outlook? How can we change our attitude? How can we make different choices? So thank you so much, as usual. To all my regulars, so good to hear from you this month. Remember, I'm on Instant Go, so download the app for your phone. You can download it for iPhone or Android, any smartphone. And you don't have to make an appointment. So if you check out my schedule and you see my times of availability, those are the times that I'm on call to talk to you. Or if you would like a chat, I can chat. Or if you'd like a video reading, that is also possible. So I hope you're enjoying your winter. I know some of you are having a rough time of it. Even California is having a rough time of it, believe it or not. Very cold here. I'll see you next month. I'll see you on YouTube. I'll see you on Instant Go. And as always, I wish you love and light.